readers. We are so excited to do this. This is like something that we've never done. But first, I'm going to introduce Elizabeth Goddard. She has been my friend for how many years? Like 50? No, we're not that old. A long, long time. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But Elizabeth writes for Love Inspired Suspense and Revell. And she has the Uncommon Justice series that is out right now. I think, when did book 2 come out?
October.
In October. So yeah.
This last month. I'm in the wrong month. Go ahead.
Anyway, and I'm Lisa Harris, and I have written like the Nikki Boyd series, and I also write for Love Inspired Suspense. And you've written like 20 books for them, haven't you?
I just got my 25-year pen, my book pen, in the mail. So
awesome. Okay. So anyway, we both started readers groups, and we thought this would be fun to do like a little Q&A. So a bunch of you sent in questions, so that's what we're going to be answering. And so here we go. The first question was actually, how did we meet? So because Beth has a better memory than I do, and because it's been so long, she's going to tell you how we met.
Yeah, we joined, I don't know when you joined ACFW, and back then it was ACRW, American Christian Romance Writers, but it was 2001 that I joined, and then I got put into ACFW group number 5.
I think that's when I joined too, yeah.
Yeah, and you were in there, and Deborah Votes, and Jeannie Leach, and Tammy Alexander, and Meredith Efkin, and so I think that was really I know some groups don't, click so well, but all of us clicked really well. And so most everyone in that group is multi-published now. And then some of us stayed close and kept writing. And Lisa and I have just been, that's 2001. How many years is that? That's 18 years.
20, yeah, almost 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
And we like talk almost every day.
Yeah.
About writing, and about both of our families are in ministry. So we just, and it all started way back then when we didn't know anything about writing. At least I didn't know anything about writing.
No, we had to send one chapter. Really, I had never written, and I didn't even know what I wanted to write, and I'd love to read, but I was just praying, God, show me, do I write articles? What do you want me to write? So when I joined that, we had to send a chapter a week, and we did that. And I remember it was, I don't know about you, but it was excruciating for me, because there was, some people in the group would get my chapter and then just shred it. And I remember this one particular member in our group would just shred it, and I would have double chocolate chunk ice cream in my freezer ready. I would read everyone else's critiques, and I'm such a good writer, and then I would prepare myself mentally, and I would know that I would need to eat that ice cream, and I would eat it. I'd take a week to get over it, but you know what? You have to, right? It helped me grow. You have to stick with it.
But it's so worth it, because it's just, this is wonderful, that you'll never grow. That's what I learned. And so, you learn to suck it up and make those changes. And I guess it was worth it. So,
yeah, I think over the years, there was a few other people that might have joined the group, excuse me. And then, we would give one critique, and then I never heard from them again. But the point is, you have to, you just have to have a tough skin, and that is still true today with being published and putting books out there, because you're hearing the good stuff and the bad stuff. You're hearing, I love this, but I hate that, about your book. You're like, this is my baby. Anyway, off topic, sorry.
No, but really, like, I just got edits from my editor, and it's like, you think that it's like the best book ever, and then you get it back, and it's like, oh, I gotta go do this and this and this and this. But I know that it's going to be better because of it. So we started off critiquing a long time ago, and we're still getting those edits back.
Yeah, but we don't actually critique now. We just, for years we haven't done that. We just talk and encourage each other, and then sometimes I'll ask a brainstorming question, and we both kind of do our own, mostly our own brainstorming, right? Don't you? Yeah. You're just so brilliant. You don't need even.
It's more like, well, I would like that. It's just hard to find time to do all that. So I was showing Beth earlier. Next to me, I have my little sticky board. This is my sticky board thing for something I'm working on. It's actually on the back of a picture.
Mine looks like that, only it's blue stickies, and it's in the other part of the house, so I won't go get it. But same thing. But that just frees you up to think of everything you think of and just put it on there, and you can move them around. So
fun. Okay, so the next question is great, because it's, over a period of almost 20 years, our lives have gone through a lot. I mean, a lot's happened. When I first started writing, my oldest was like a baby, and then I was just doing it like during nap time. So the next question is, how do you juggle life with writing? And so that's a great question, because we've gone through all these seasons of life, and now both of us are writing full time for 2 publishers, and so it takes a lot of time. So how do you juggle life?
Well, I think not only has that changed with the seasons of my life, it changes with the book and the time of day. I mean, it just depends. I just, after so many books, and I'm sure it's the same for you, probably, I know what I need to do, and I'm always writing. I mean, aren't you always writing?
No,
It doesn't matter if I'm actually sitting down and writing.
Yeah.
I'm at the seat writing. I'm always thinking of the story, so that I do sit down at the computer, I can just get the story done. So I'm juggling so many things, but I'm like, okay, I'm doing this tomorrow, so I'm doing writing then, or I'm doing writing first because I'm doing, it's just whatever, you just fit it in. And then once in a while, the most amazing day will happen. And that is, I will get all my writing done, and I will get all my exercise done. And I will get all the dishes done, and I will actually have time for a hobby. I mean, it's rare, maybe every 5 years that it happened this month, and I was so happy, but it just, it just can't be like that. I mean, it's not the dream, right? Of what we think it should be to be a writer, right?
That's because it's a never-ending job. And that's why I'm really, especially these last few months, I've really been trying to work on working smarter and harder, but not because it never ends. There's always because besides the writing, then there's the editing, then there's the social media stuff and the promoting, and then your publishers give you articles to write. And so you're always having to produce something. And so literally you could spend 24/7 doing and still probably not get everything done. But that's why you have to draw the line somewhere, and you have to say, okay, I have to have a life outside of this. And so that's something that I've really been working on, is trying to write faster. And
after 20 years, after 20 years of working on trying to have a life.
I'm still trying to figure it out and trying to do better. And but yeah, because it's hard. It's not like you go to work and then you come home and then yeah. And yeah, the other thing I was just thinking was as far as juggling, I know exactly what I have to do every month, every week, every day. And if it doesn't get done one day, then I kind of have to go on, fit it in that week. And so, but that actually makes me less stressed, because I know that if I will get the work done for this day and this week, then by the end of the month, or then by the end of the year, or whenever the due date is done, I'm not going to have, like, if a book is due, I'm not going to have 20,000 words that I haven't done, because as long as I stick to the schedule. And I do add a lot of padding in there as much as possible, because life comes up and things happen. And so you have to remember that as well.
Right. I try to get like I have write for 2 different publishers. So I have a Revell book done that I need to do, and probably 2 Levinsburgs that I'm going to write during the course of getting that done. So I write, I try to write the rough draft. Sometimes, if I'm having a good month, I can get that done, 2 or 3 weeks, and then polish it. But I'll get the rough draft done and then go back to the other one and get that rough draft. You just juggle back and forth. And then in the middle of that, you get the edits for one book or another, right?
I promise you, they always come at the same time. Always at the same time.
From both publishers. Yes. Yeah, I know. I don't know what is up with that, And so you're like,
last week I was working on actually 4 books at the same time, because 2 books that needed to be turned in, and then 2 books that were like doing the edits. And I just thought, this is crazy. But and it's fun and exciting on one hand, but then sometimes it's not. Sometimes it gets a little stressful. But
and then you have to remember your characters. And I don't know if this has happened for you, but I was writing 2 books at the same time. So I shifted around all the time. I'm doing it like, sometimes it's one book and then it's another book. But last year, a couple of years ago, I was writing one book in the morning and then one in the afternoon. I switched back and forth like that, and that was really good. But then at one point, I was editing one of the books. I'm like, what are you doing in here? You're supposed to be in the other book. I don't know why you're in this book. So
I just got edits back last week, and my editor was like, "Who is this?" And it was the name of somebody else from another book.
That makes me feel so good to know that this happens to other people.
That's not
just writing too much.
So, like, how many hours a day do you write?
oh gosh, are you talking about the actual writing or, like my head is going all the time, my brain? That is really going to vary. I mean, I actually can't write as many straight hours now than I could maybe 10 years ago. I don't know, just maybe I'm getting older or something. I just can't sit there for 6 hours and write. So I might write for 2 hours at a time and then take a break in 2 hours. I mean, a good day would be if I write a scene, and that scene could take 1,000 words, 2,000 words, could take me an hour or less, or it could take 2 hours, and then I'll take a break. And then I'll come back and I'll take a break. A good day is if I write all day long, but with little short breaks, right? But sometimes I just have to just write 500 words, and that's all I get in a day. It's gonna vary.
No, it definitely varies. Like on Monday of this week, I was going to write the whole day, and then all this stuff came up, and I couldn't do it. So
Yeah.
something else that I'm trying to do, and I've been really excited. Normally, if I would write 1,000 words a day, that would be good. And I don't remember what you call it, but whatever you plan to do takes up the amount of time that you have to do it in.
Yep.
Some kind of professional.
That's so
work like that. And so I realized it could take me all day to write 1,000 words, and that would include doing research and stuff like this. So I've actually started doing these writing sprints, and I was kind of blown away because I wrote 40,000 words for Love Inspired in just like a couple weeks, because I found, and that was just actually working only like 2 hours a day. Now I say that's 2 hours a day of writing. So I would write for 30 minutes, no getting distracted by social media, no turning off my phone, all the research. I know, yeah, because my kids are always calling me. All the research would have to be done ahead of time, so you can't go and do that. And the other thing that I found was very important for me was writing just like on a piece of paper, okay, just a very brief outline, so I knew where I was going in that 1,000 words. And I started consistently writing 1,000 words in 30 minutes. Now again, so if you write for 2 hours, that's 4,000 words, but there is still a lot of things that go on besides the writing, right? Like you were saying, like you have to research things, you have to outline your book. I mean, at least I do. I mean, I have to know what I'm doing. I can't just sit down and just, if I don't know where the book is going or where this 1,000 words is going, I will just stare at the page. But that has been, to write 4,000 words a day for me, I know that you sometimes do more than that, but that was like the most I'd ever done. And when I had written like 3,000 words in the past, it was like so difficult. But doing it this way in these little sprints, I don't know. So this is my new, now not that I'm going to do this 5 days a week or anything, because like today I'm just spending time outlining a book. But once I think that is really done, then it just helps it go faster. So this is my new strategy.
I like it. It encourages me and inspires me to try to, instead of taking the whole day, just to do those little sprints. But I am very distracted by email and Facebook, and oh my gosh, I just have to get on top of that, because it just, you can waste your whole day away. But then I'll get emails, but from my agent, my editor, my whoever, somebody needs something.
Just during those 30 minutes though, they can live with it.
I know.